Now we want to extend our shopping cart page and display the total price for each item as well as the total price of all the items in the shopping cart. So here's the template for our shopping cart. In this table, we want to have additional columns. But before we get there, first I want to fix something that I'm not happy with. Look at this expression. With the current implementation, we don't have an easy way to access each item in our shopping cart. We have to iterate over the product IDs and then access each item using an expression like this. This is not easy to use. If tomorrow we build another component to display the items in the shopping cart, again, we have to deal with this complexity. It would be nicer if we had a property in our shopping cart like this, items. So we could get each item in the shopping cart, and then instead of this long, ugly expression, we could simply type item.product.title. So let me show you how to fix this. First, let's go to our shopping cart class. I'm going to delete this property, product IDs. So earlier I told you that these items that we pass here is actually not an array. It's an object that includes all the shopping cart items as key value pairs. This is what we call a map. So I'm going to change the annotation for this parameter and apply an inline annotation. So we have an object. In this object, we have a bunch of key value pairs. Our keys are a string. That's the product ID. And our values are shopping cart item objects, right? So this is the actual type for this items property. Now I don't want to change this type. I want to keep this the way it is. Because I had a reason for defining these items with this structure. We don't have an array here because I want to be able to quickly find a product in this shopping cart without iterating over this array. Just to refresh your memory, earlier in our product cart component, we added this method getQuantity. And here, look, we're accessing the items property. With this expression, we can quickly find a product in our shopping cart without the need to iterate over this items array. So this gives us a fast lookup. For this very reason, I want to keep our shopping cart the way it is. I want to keep this items as a map, but I'm going to rename this to items map to be more explicit. Now, in parallel to this, I'm going to define another property called items, and this one is a shopping cart item array. I'm going to use this in our template to easily iterate over all the items in the shopping cart. Okay? So, in the constructor, we need to populate our items array based on the items we have in this map. So, I'm going to iterate over all the products in the items map. For let each key is a product ID. Okay? In items map, now we need to push a new item in our items array. So this .items .push, and the object that you want to push here is items map of product ID. This is the actual shopping cart item object, which is the type of the value of these key value pairs. Okay? And just to be more specific, this key is actually a product ID. So let's change that. Now, because we have used the push method here, we should make sure to initialize this array to an empty array so we don't get a null reference exception. So let's quickly review the changes I made here. I renamed that items parameter to items map. I specified the type explicitly and initialized our items array based on the objects in this map. With this change, we can easily render our shopping cart items in our template. So we can iterate over this items array and access each item like this. This is a better implementation. So next, we will take this application further and display the total price of each item as well as all items in the shopping cart.